Welcome back to the Morning Line, Matt and Paul. And right now we are pleased to be joined by Chief Figure Maker for Timeform US, Craig Milkowski, on the line right now via Skype from his palatial home in Oklahoma. Good morning, Craig.
Good morning, guys. How you doing?
We're doing well. We're doing well. Where are you right now? Are you by the fireplace? Is that where you are?
Yeah, I'm sitting in front of the fireplace, which very rarely gets used here in Oklahoma.
Okay. All right. Lovely mantle you got there. Let's get right to it. We'll get to the big one. On Saturday, it was race number 11, the Grade 2 $400,000 Super Derby at Louisiana Downs. And your favorite Vicar's in Trouble did not disappoint. He looked pretty good, didn't he?
He did. I mean, he looked like the strongest horse coming in. He had by far the best last out speed figure. The key thing, as my boss had pointed out, was this horse was dropping out of races with much higher race ratings, i.e. classier races down. And this was kind of a weak Grade 2 when you looked at the competition, and he just blew them away.
Do you like the fact that, I mean, he kind of drifts out here in the lane a little bit, but Paul, I get you involved in this conversation too. I mean, he's a horse that at his best before was kind of a wire-to-wire horse. He showed the ability to rate a little bit in this race, right?
Yeah, I'm in the agreement with Craig a little bit that it was a weaker group. I mean, and it probably got franked a little bit, Craig, with an 88-to-1 shot running second in there. And then, what does this do for Vicar's in Trouble as this horse moves on? Because I'm sort of into the theory that this horse might be better going around one turn as he gets a little bit older.
Yeah, it's tough to say. I mean, you got to see who's left. It's kind of sometimes these horses that are second tier at 3, they turn into the best older horses. And, he ran well. He still got some options left. I think I've heard the Indiana Derby mentioned. There's still the Oklahoma Derby, which is here at Remington. And, so he can make a lot of money without being a top-class horse, that's for sure.
Okay, let's go from the Super Derby for 3-year-olds to the synthetic service at Presque Isle. We had live coverage over the weekend from Presque Isle Downs. Dave Weaver, Gino Baccola were on site there. They had the mile on Sunday, and this, Craig Milkowski, the Masters on Monday evening. And it was a race in which I looked at your notes. You noted how the pace was not very quick. That's because Master of the Blues missed the break. So pretty impressive for Mike Smith and Living the Life to end up winning this race in this manner, considering that pace was so dawdling.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting. Like you said, Master of the Blues missed the race, and that left a 92-to-1 shot, I think it was, on the lead. So I don't think anyone was too worried about that horse, and they just kind of bided their time. And Living the Life just kind of exploded late. I mean, she went from 7th to the lead in the blink of an eye. And, she had broke her maiden in an allowance race on her first trip here stateside, and ships across country and wins easily. I mean, she looks like a good horse.
What do you guys think? I mean, we've had horses over, not just groupie doll, horses over the years that have won the Masters, have gone on and done good things on dirt, especially in the filly and mare sprint. But is she just a synthetic type in your opinion? Or is Gary Mandela going to gamble, try on dirt, you think?
I think he gambles just because, he's going to basically his home track, Craig. I'd like to get your thoughts too. But, I mean, if this horse was based over there in the Midwest, it'd be a different story, or in the East. But Gary's going to bring this horse, I would think, back to Santa Anita and try to train the horse over the dirt and see what happens. They have changed that dirt to the same kind of clay-based dirt that they have at Los Alamitos. So maybe this horse, or at least give the horse a chance to train over it and see what you got.
Yeah, why not take a shot? I mean, the horse, I actually peeked at this horse's breeding, and it's no reason this horse won't like dirt, and it's certainly worth taking a shot.
Okay, let's move on to the Yankee Affair at Belmont Park over the weekend. And stakes race, shockingly, there was won by Todd Pletcher with Red Rifle. What kind of a figure did you give Red Rifle, Craig?
Red Rifle, I believe, got a 110. And really, it looked like a 2-horse race on paper, and that's what it came down to. Red Rifle actually had an edge on our speed figures over the favorite Reflecting, and it was just a matter if he could get the distance. And this is one of those cases where I looked at our breeding ratings, and Red Rifle had a 91, so I was pretty confident he could, and he did.
He's over 1,000 stakes wins. I was off for the week, Pletcher now. He was right around 1,000, I think, so guessing that win here, over 1,000 career stakes wins.
Over 1,000. And here, you're right, those two horses did lay over. Reflecting ran a good second against the lone leader. Do you think these two horses got a opportunity to maybe move on in the marathon turf division? I always thought Red Rifle was moving forward. Now that you guys or you were worried a little bit about the distance. This horse getting the distance, could this horse be a player maybe in the Breeders' Cup Turf?
I don't think so, to be honest. He's probably a few levels below. He's improved on turf. He's run 3 good races now on turf, but he would have to step up quite a bit to make a dent in a race like the Breeders' Cup.
We're going to move out here to the Los Al Mile, and Masochistic horse has been crushing his opposition for AC Avila early on in his brief career. Ran into a buzzsaw in the Los Al Mile, and Craig, Soy Fett, I mean, he's proven when he's good, his A game is really strong.
Yeah, it was this was a good betting race for me. I mean, Soy Fett had Masochistic didn't really have any speed figure edge over Soy Fett. He was stretching out to 2 turns for the first time trying a mile, which he wasn't particularly bred for. And sometimes these lately race horses, they'll burn you and they'll just keep right on winning at 4-5 or 6-5. But when they don't, you get paid. And I think this was one of those cases where he didn't really warrant to be as heavy a favorite as he was.
This horse is an interesting horse to me because, you know,
Loves
here's a
Los
horse
Al,
that, he claimed the horse for 12.5, did Leonard Powell. Then he ran off all those races at Del Mar, and a lot of people thought, hey, maybe this horse is a Del Mar freak. But, you know, when you look back at his PPs, he was 3rd in the Awesome again when he was just starting to get good to Mucho Macho Man on the dirt. Now 2 wins on the dirt at the Los Al Mile. He broke the track record. He could just be a better dirt horse and could be peaking at the right time. I'm not saying, you know, the older division when it comes to older handicap horses isn't great.
No.
But he's a horse that can maybe be a big bomb at some big prices over that dirt at Santa Anita and have his shot.
In the majority of these divisions right now, if you are a now horse, you can make some noise because these divisions do not have a lot of depth to them and do not have a lot of quality at the top. We're going to move on to the Dueling Grounds Derby. Paul, you want to feed Craig the ball with this one? Because you were telling me during our pre-show meeting about some problems for medal count in this race, who ended up running 2nd to Maya Fleet.
Well, Craig, I wanted to ask you, I mean, it seemed like a lot of horses were launching on the outside of the track, but you can see it's Medal Count and Maya Fleet, the 2 horses on the inside. This ended up being an unbelievable horse race, but it seemed like the rail was okay at Kentucky Downs.
Yeah, it seemed okay. I mean, it's usually a fair track there. It just kind of depends on the pace. It's an odd track. You get a lot of jockeys that aren't that familiar with it. But, you know, it turned into a 2-horse race, and the winner is one of those rare horses who's actually improved his Timeform US speed figure every single time he's run, which is 8 times now. You don't see that very often, but that's what you want to see in a racehorse, getting better at 3, and, you know, who knows how good this one could get.
Okay, all right, Craig, our video getting a little foggier right now with you. At first I thought it was my eyesight, but it seems like you might disappear any moment right now. So we're going to excuse you and thank you for your great insight, and look forward to talking to you again next Wednesday. And best of luck with, I know, your own personal gambling this coming week.
Oh, yeah, thanks a lot. I'll be at Remington Park tonight.
Very nice. Craig Milkowski, Chief Figure Maker for Timeform US. Timeform US, free Timeform US past performances every track, every day. Visit the TVG handicapping store to download these past performances. Wager on that track and we'll reimburse your purchase. Visit TVG.com.